Hi Aquarius. Take a look. Sorry that it's so dark back there. Doing my best with lighting here, okay? Alright. So, you might hear my cats in the back. They love each other. You may find yourself feeling you keep walking into the same brick wall over and over again. But you also realize how hard you've worked. You also realize the walls created by air here. Something you put a lot of energy to, and like we talked about earlier. And it feels like it's been constricting you. And it doesn't have to be so harsh, but this season can make it feel that way. It can make you go deep into illusion too. It's important at some point to see like the darker sides of ourselves and our humanity. It's another thing to suffocate yourself with them. You know, you deserve not to think about that all the time, where it is taking your energy away from being productive. You know, it could just cause you to feel so overwhelmed that the only way you shut off is, excuse me, by sleeping or by continuing to feed these thoughts. And how does that make sense? Well, when you're giving something to, we're gonna do this because we keep having these like situations happen. Diddy. Oh, hold on one second. That was a nice jump. So what happens is, in this moment, there's almost a moment where you can snap or say something out of character, do something out of impulse, and the guidance would be to hold back for just a moment, to give what you can, and also realize how with every question there is 10 more answers, or 10 more questions after those. You have to realize that once you even, after this experience, which I think is more of an intimate, a part of yourself where it's hard for you to realize where you get caught in the ideal and not what's actually real and tangible, but it's almost like your capability to make things a little bit more ideals, more tangible. But you don't have to do that this month. You can take this month to find that solitude, to give yourself that abundant amount of time and energy to restore. Maybe you want to do something restorative, but maybe there's so much that you've already planned or had to do, and maybe it's like a really challenging thing to say, like, well, what's one thing I could say no to? Like, what's one thing I know I could definitely say no to, and it won't hurt or challenge your reputation or make you feel like you need to work harder in order to be acknowledged. You know, there's so much potential for receiving opportunity in a time of need. And it's funny because sometimes you don't realize you need it, and someone asks you like the right question in the right moment, and it's almost like your jaw drops, like, oh, I didn't really know I needed that question. And like, you're like, actually, I gotta think about that shit. I don't know. I'm good, I guess, for now. Right? There could also be someone in your life who, you know, makes it their job to not, they do too much to you, and they might be dragging you down. Like, every time you want to enjoy a win or have a win, they just don't because you feel bad for them, and that's no way to treat someone. I had a similar talk to Capricorn, so maybe there's something in Saturn's air that feels like that everything has to be hard. It's not true. Maybe find some actual charity to give to that makes more sense. You know, you can cause your own disruption this month by, say there's a day, and this is more Ayurvedic, say there's a day where you wake up and you feel like you need to move slow, but you're trying to rush, but then you get anxiety, and it's like, okay, how can you slow down for 2 seconds? Take a deep breath. Take another one. Maybe you need a bath that morning or something to slow you down, like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Maybe things won't move faster anyway. You know? Things mature on their own. What was it like fine wine? You know, you're like fine wine. If you open up too soon, it could be bitter or astringent or just distasteful. And you're okay with being that. But you also like being well received when you're smooth and maybe a little dry. Sometimes sparkly. You know? This power that you gain by the end of the month, Saturn going direct, is the power to give yourself a moment to breathe. To let the eclipses acknowledge and help you acknowledge that whatever fuckery or shitty stuff was happening in the past, you no longer have to take ever again. That freedom, as triggering as it could be to hear, relies within your thought and your mind, especially nowadays where you see how much the structure wants to control. Still, you can be lucky during this time. You can be very fortunate to have learned certain things, maybe loopholes even, around being able to do what you do, or whatever it is that you're setting out to do, or that Saturn has you working so diligently on and providing that energy for, but also being very clear when you need to take a break, to hang out with a Leo. And there could be a Capricorn in your life who has been free in the mind, and you haven't seen that in a while from them. So it could be that that person is very honest with you and saying like, yo, we gotta relax. Like look around, you've done what you needed to do. Time to chill, let's go do something. Or maybe you go on a date, or you find yourself engaging more freely, more openly, more creatively, in a way where you can see what certain relationships or connections have kept you from experiencing this side of yourself more. It's like Saturn's harsh, but it gives you the gift of realizing the truth, and also realizing where lightness does need to happen within your realm of control, where pleasure can be enjoyed, where you can fuck up over and over, but when you're ready to listen, you can listen. You know, we have the right and the left side of the angel ears here talking to you, and they're saying the same thing. You know, Maybe it'll come to you through a conversation with someone you really find and gain and draw strength from, or draw that energy from, and you've learned to receive that from this person. And this dynamic is where you have built, has allowed you to build upon in your life, what you have built in your life. So that relationship needs fragility, needs you to be vulnerable in a way that is also very strong and secure. And you can realize that you've been preserving energy for a while, perhaps, in order to really set foot in a direction, and after some time and thinking and rehashing and redoing, you realize, okay, there are certain things that if I focus on, I could become a lot better at, and it's maybe speaking up for what you need, for what you believe in, for knowing what you need to help also benefit others, and being more vocal with also how you feel and how that makes you feel. Cards might be done. Yeah. And it's this opposition. When you come into next month, it'll reveal itself fairly clearly. And you'll maybe even grant yourself the opportunity and the permission to be very happy and grateful for what you chose, and how what's coming up in your life and what's revealing itself through different mediums, different medias, is causing for you to wake up to a realization that you need for this road ahead of you. All right. See you next month.